So it's Saturday. This is going to be my official how not to video on my 2005 883. So I didn't need one. I wanted a new speedometer. The one that came on it didn't have a tachometer, just had the speedometer, and I wanted something extra. So I went to the Harley dealer. Of course they had one, and they ordered it, and I got it. And I got it home Thursday after work and couldn't wait to pop it in because I took a look at it and it's like, wow, that's pretty simple. Nothing to it. I knew it had to be programmed to the bike. That was understood from the Harley dealer when I asked him about the mileage. So anyway, I got it home and got it out of the box. This is of course the old one that I already took out, because I already put the new one in twice, which I can explain pretty easily. Because when I got the box, I opened it up and I saw this and I said, instructions, we don't need those. So I set them aside. Then I had a speedometer combination tachometer speedometer, which I did need. Looked like it had a plug on the back. Pretty simple. Pops right in where the other one is. Pop one out, pop one in. Then they included this little short adapter cable. So I said, well, if I need that, I'll use it. Otherwise, I'll just put it on hold. So there's two little screws in the back of the speedometer, and they go up through the housing. So needed a small, pretty tiny Allen wrench, and got over there and I could reach up in there a little bit. It wasn't very convenient. Way up in there, there's a couple little holes anyway. One in there and one over there, and I managed to unbolt it. Once I got it out of there, I couldn't get it out of the housing far enough to do anything with it. So I realized I had to take the handlebars off to get the slack. So what I did was I ragged up my tank there, covered it up pretty good with some cloth and towels and stuff, keep from scratching it, so I could take out the bolts that hold the handlebars on. And I got an adapter with my 3/8 drive. I had a Allen wrench on it and could twist on it pretty good. That worked out all right. So long and the short of it was pretty simple. Pulled the old speedometer out, got it all out of the way and done, and when I opened it up, I realized that that little 12-prong connector here was identical to the one that was on the new speedometer. So I figured I didn't need this handy dandy little adapter with the connector on each end, because it was already all set. And I turned the key on, lit up, everything looked good, started it up. Of course, the tachometer didn't register, and the odometer was reading a fault because I hadn't programmed it. So at that point, I decided I better figure out how to program this thing. And then I pulled out the instructions. And the instructions say to use the handy dandy little wire that they included to plug into the ECM in order to program the new speedometer. And the speedometer is way up there. And the access plug for the ECM is way down here, underneath the cover of the battery box. And I said, crap. So at this point, I got everything all set, everything's buttoned up, I got to program it. All right, so what do I got to do? Well, take it all apart, take the speedometer, the new speedometer out of the holder and unplug it, take it out of there, put the old speedometer back in so everything's right back to normal the way it was, right back to stock. Then I got to come back and take the seat off, pop the seat off, and then get in there and take the battery box off. And then on the left side of the bike down here, where that little interface plug is, pull the plug out of that and plug my little jumper wire into that and plug the new speedometer into that way down here in the back. and turn the key on. And once you get the key turned on, blinks some lights and stuff and flashes, and then it lets you know when it's all programmed and done. So I guess the moral of the story is you can either get the brand new speedometer unit and get all jacked up and plug it right in, get it hooked up and have it not work, and then wind up taking it all apart and putting it back in again in order to have it work, and spend an hour and a half or 2 hours flub-dumbing around. Or maybe next time I'll read the instructions first.